Hi, I'm Natalie from ATMS and welcome to our Practitioner Spotlight. And today I'm joined by Danielle. Hey, Danielle.
Hi, Natalie. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me today. All right, so for your spotlight today, let's start with who you are, what you do, and where are you located?
Yep, so I'm Danielle Elliott. I'm the owner of Tummy Rescue in South Australia, but I do consult Australia-wide. And I've been a naturopath for 17 years, and I love gut conditions, so specialise in all things gut-related. And help people with diet, lifestyle, and supplement advice. And also, you know, helping them to investigate what is actually going on with their gut and finding answers when maybe they've been told that everything's normal and it's not.
Yes, your blood test looks normal. You're fine. Your symptoms are common. You're fine.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to deal with it.
No, you really have to dive deep, don't you? Yeah. Excellent. And what, I guess, can a client expect when they do have a consultation with you?
Yep. So the consultation, the initial one, goes for an hour. And prior to that, you know, I generally would have like a quick chat with patients through a discovery call. So we already, like, you know, the ice is broken, we know each other a little bit, and they need to fill in some really comprehensive forms before they come and see me so that the consult flows really well. And I'll go over those forms with them in the beginning part of the consult and really get, you know, a full history. I don't just care about the gut stuff. I also care about all the other things, all the things that have happened to them and surgeries and maybe accidents or other things that have been investigated, their childhood, you know, what their job and family life is like. So we get to chat about all that detail. And then I also do some in-clinic testing with them as well. So I might do some zinc testing, some pH testing. I'll kind of have a feel of the abdomen and some pressure points to get an idea of maybe which organs need some extra support. And I'm really there to answer a lot of their questions. I just love chatting. So answering their questions about maybe things that they've been told or even explaining their blood test to them, because often they just get told everything's normal, or maybe this is a bit high, but they actually don't even know what that means. So we go through all of that. And then at the end, you know, I'm really kind of guiding them and maybe advocating for them with like writing a letter to the GP of maybe what they have to ask for if they've never had any testing done, because not everyone knows what they should be asking for. So I'll do that as part of the consult. And then also when I'm going through what treatments I want them to start on, maybe some supplements. I love doing show and tell, so I always bring the supplements into the consult room. Even if I'm online, I'll bring it there because, you know, when people are ordering stuff online, I want them to be familiar with what they're going to be doing with these different things and not just take them home and have no idea what to do. And I think the biggest thing that I think you would agree with as well, Natalie, is that in our consults, the way that we're different is that we have time and space to truly listen to someone. And I think being heard is a big thing, you know, a big part of treatment, and trust, and knowing that they're in a safe space, and that we're there to provide them a safe space to have a journey towards healing. And that we listen to everything, and everything is important to us. As I said, you know, yes, we, you know, both look at gut health, but there's just so much else to gut health than, okay, only the things that are happening in the gut, you know, their hormones, their sleep patterns, their stress levels, and all those weird, wonderful symptoms that get dismissed often. Like, that is exciting and that is interesting to us, I think.
You've really got to get that whole picture. As you said, we're not just looking at, oh, you've got gut pain, let's just look at your gut issues. You are looking at the person as a whole, which I think is so important for naturopaths and naturopathy. Yeah. And you said it's giving them that time and space, which is very beautiful. So that's awesome to know how you conduct your consultations. And I guess what made you get into natural medicine in the first place as well?
Yeah, so the reason that I entered or, started studying naturopathy is I was really sick myself. I was sick a lot as a kid, like chronic tonsillitis, but in year 12, I had a severe bout of pneumonia. It was a rare type and needed severe antibiotic treatment. And after that, I was just unwell for years.
Yeah.
So a naturopath is who got me off like 3 different types of medications, got me off having antibiotics every 3 months for bronchitis. And now I don't need any medication. And that was just transformed my life. Like I was having to have naps. I was working a lot and studying a lot, but I wasn't really functioning that well.
Yeah.
So that got me into naturopathy. And the way that I really, I was a generalist when I first came out and was seeing all types of things. And look, I work in a chiro clinic, so I still see migraines or blood pressure but most of my patients, it is only gut conditions. My husband was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when we were young, before we got married. And so I really dived into that area with so much passion and love because I wanted to know everything about it. And then later he was diagnosed with celiac disease as well. And both our kids have celiac disease. So, I definitely chose the right area to love and just be so passionate about, because I do not mind spending hours and hours, researching, writing technical articles. But I think naturopathy changed my life. And I sometimes think back and go, where would I be now? And how many medications would I be on? And what kind of life would I be living? I think it would be completely different. I don't doubt that I would probably be on 6 medications by now.
Yeah, and even to be there for your own family, to support your own family's health and diagnosis. Like you know all about the celiacs and Crohn's and the guts. And
yes.
That's so brilliant to have that background. So we've spoken a bit about your specialist background. So obviously, you really do like to see patients with gut issues, Crohn's, colitis. Do you do a lot of testing around that as well? Functional testing at all?
Yeah, so I generally, I will see patients with Crohn's that, their medication's not working well. But the biggest group is probably people that have just been told they've got IBS or presume they've got IBS because either no one's found anything or maybe they haven't even had any testing. So with someone who has Crohn's, obviously they've probably had the general blood tests, but with my IBS patients, I find a lot of patients haven't even, they've just been told they've got this thing. They haven't even had any standard testing done. So first is get that standard testing crossed off, ticked off, double check that. Have they had celiac ruled out? Have they had Crohn's ruled out? Do they fit that kind of category? And just make sure the GP has been thorough enough and checked all of those things. That often, look, they've got 7 minutes, 15 minutes in a consult with their GP. I wouldn't want to do that. I feel lucky that we get the time and space. So just making sure that those things are crossed off. And then, SIBO is something that I do a lot of testing in because it really is IBS is a big umbrella and SIBO is one of the things that sits under there. If you look at the clinical research, it can be anywhere between 60 and 84% of people with IBS could have SIBO. So that's definitely one of the ones I'll do. And then I use microbiome testing and get the GI markers, because that can give us a lot of information when maybe their GP tests, the regular blood tests have shown nothing. Maybe they've had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. And again, there might have been some minor inflammation, but we don't really know much more than that. So I'll do that testing. But, I do find I do use that testing. Some people want it straight away. Some people are happy to wait. I find that what we do by looking at the whole body and, assessing all the symptoms, not just a few, we can get a long way without functional testing if that maybe is something someone can't afford or they're just not ready for it. I actually find because we support the function of the body and the organs, we're just optimizing how the body works. That can get you so far.
Absolutely. And instead it's meeting your patient where they're at as well, which is so important, whether it be price point, time, whatever it is. But you can get remarkable results and changes with patients. And it's also looking at your diet and lifestyle as well. It's not, as you said, just
Yes.
one thing. It's the whole picture.
It's everything, you know, like if even just eating too quickly, like this one question I ask everyone as well is like, when you're eating with friends or family, are you the first to finish a meal? You know, do you finish in the middle somewhere, or are you the last?
Yes.
Like, that can make 20% difference to symptoms with that one simple thing.
Or eating on the go, like many parents are, or busy
in the car. Plumbers that eat on crates, you know, bent over crates in someone's driveway, like that's not good for, you know, reflux or heartburn or digestion at all.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing what you do and your passion for it. You can definitely see you've got a passion for gut health, which is really cool. And we know Tummy Rescue is your clinic, and where else can we find you through social media as well?
Yeah, so Facebook, Instagram. I like Instagram more, so I hang out there a bit more, but it's also Tummy Rescue. And yeah, my website, tummyrescue.com.au. You can find me there, and there's ways that people can get in touch, whether that's via email, booking a discovery call, booking a consult. And I have an online membership as well, for people who maybe can't do one-on-one consults, or even some of my patients want additional support. So I support people in that capacity as well.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much again for sharing everything today.
Oh, Natalie, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having a chat to you.